After a washout last week, the Warriors are back in Jersey Flegg Cup action, and these highlights today are brought to you by Warriors Anonymous, the online store. Get along to warriorsanonymous.co.nz and get all the latest streetwear, men's, women's, kids, babies, all sorted there. warriorsanonymous.co.nz and get it delivered out to your place. Now let's have a look at the highlights as the Warriors went to take on the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs over at Leichhardt Oval. A little bit of a weather adjustment because there's been plenty of rain in Sydney recently, and the Warriors would be in their all blue uniforms and running from left to right on your screen. Now the Bulldogs sitting up in 6th spot, and the Warriors back in 9th. So an interesting matchup on the cards here. It'll be the Bulldogs with first use of the football, and they would make their way upfield. A few minutes later, as they come out to the right hand side, the ball goes astray, but it's picked up there by William Afualo, the winger, and played back now into the hands of Joseph Dealpa, the halfback. And Damon Marshall, promising prop forward, will get to his feet and play it as they come across with a sweeping left-hand attack. Bronson Rubin here, the young Kiwi boy, gets dragged down on the last tackle, and that's a handover. Warriors looking to come back a few minutes later. Up the other end comes Patrick Moimoy, and a nice little dart here to the left. Motu Pasikala cuts through, got support on the outside but tries to go himself. And a good cover tackle there by the number 9 Myers, got across and stopped him as the Warriors would come back to the right hand side. Here's Jericho Felipe Dalisau back inside to the spark plug. Junior Sekulvea wrapped up by 3 Dogs defenders there right around midfield. They come back to the left this time. Putoko, cut out pass, Pasikala, and he gets it out this time to the winger, Harry Tawafia for Utoi. And over he goes in the corner for another try. Well finished off movement. As we see it on the WA replay. Comes across from Putoko, the cut out pass. Summed up well there by Pasikala and beautifully finished. In the left hand corner he goes, Harry Tawafia for Utoi. In the 4th minute. Try goes unconverted, so it's 4 points to 0. And the Bulldogs looking to respond. Through Sosaya Alatini, plays it back, big second rower. They come blindside, Joseph Dealpa, the halfback, has a crack. Somehow, just held up inches short of the line there. They'll have another go as well. They do the barrel roll into the in goal there. And a few minutes later, they get possession back. Here's Alec Olasimi Jones. Plenty of Kiwis on display here today. From St. Paul's Colleges, Jones, they come across to the right now. What have they got here? Bit of a step from Sosaya Kaufusi, the number 4. He'll play it back to Myers, the dummy, and go. And he's just short of the line. Bulldogs going in close quarters. They'll have another crack here from Latrell Fink, the fullback. Don't you worry about a thing. Latrell goes over. Too sharp for the defence in the end, too much pressure, and it's hold here as he threw the little dummy and over he goes. Latrell Fink gets the Doggies on the board. It's 4-all as the kick goes wide. Here's Sekulvea again, getting things started for the Warriors as he's done all year. As Jericho Felipe Dalisau just slips slightly there and is dragged down about 12 metres out from the uprights. As Jack Thompson puts in a delicate little grubber kick here, and look at this bounce. Sits right up. Chases his own kick as well. It's set up beautifully in the end for the Warriors. And the Dogs had to knock it dead, but they would hold on. A few minutes later here, they'd come across. Here is Presley Sel Manudinga 4. The Warriors coming left-hand side attack. This time cut out pass once again. Tawafia for Utoi on the outside. Look at him go down the left-hand touchline, but a beautiful tackle in the end. Latrell Fink out there playing like he's Latrell Mitchell. He's not a big man. He got across there and saved the day to keep the scores level. Now Patrick Carey, the number 16, would play it back here. Myers goes to the right-hand side. What can they cook up here? It's the big second rower, number 12, Sosefo Final. Plays it just short of the try line here. They come across. Fink looking for runners. Where's he going to go with it? Gives it back inside to Carey again. A little bit of miscommunication there, not sure what had happened, but on the next play they come across from Myers, Daopa, here's Bronson Rubin, Alec Olasimi Jones gets the arm free. Now it comes to the winger, Chopirongi. The tall winger goes in the corner there. And well worked in the end, the halves combining 6 and 7. Then Alec Olasimi Jones sliding wide there. And got the arm free beautifully. And Aonge, he goes in for the second try. The conversion would go wide, so it's 8 points to 4. Close game, but more pressure coming up here for the Doggies. Kick goes in. Oh, the little grubber beats them all just to the dead ball line. The Warriors trying to work their way out of trouble. Here goes, great ball. Ratcliffe to Jack Thompson, Captain Jack. Got the armband on. There's the young fella, and he'll play it back. And here comes Etewate Fuka, full of running. Off the bench in this one. And pushing forward as the Warriors will get themselves a penalty and a bit more possession. What can they do with it? Here comes Sel Manutinga 4. He'll play it back once again. Felipe Talisau, Thompson, Ratcliffe. Looking on the outside, Joseph Ratcliffe, but the defence, they drag him down. He stays in field, but that is the last tackle and a handover. As we get nice and close to half time here. About a minute and a half to go before the break. The Warriors pinned down deep in their own territory. The Tawafiafi Utoi, the winger, getting involved there. So they try to finish things off towards the halftime break. And here's Kalis Paul Putoko on the number 6 jumper. Look at this. Here he goes. Cut straight through. Looking for runners on the inside, and they start queuing up. And here's Patrick Moimoi. No one's going to stop him from there. The centre moved into the second row spot. And doing a good job too, putting some big hits in this game. And good support from the run of Putoko. Let's have a look at this again. The show and go, and then the speed on the outside. He's played a lot of centre and fullback as well. So he's got some athleticism. Here's Kalis Paul Putoko. And he just served it up on a silver platter there for Moimoi. Goes around behind the sticks. And the Warriors just edge ahead with the conversion. 10 points to 8 as they go into the halftime break. 2 tries apiece here, and the Warriors full of running in the second half as well. Etewate Fuka breaks them wide open. Fing comes across. Another great cover tackle. Made a ton of those, but 6 more tackles. Prime opportunity here for the Warriors to try and get some more points. Sel Manutinga 4 will play it eventually. They come right to Thompson. What's the option here? Back inside. Alvin Chong Ni. Having a strong game on the right-hand edge. And he will play it back to Felipe Talisau. Here comes Etewate Fuka again. Trying to just burrow his way towards the line. And then just managed to contain him. And here's a big break from Brandon Norris. Here he goes, Chuck Norris into space. You think he's going all the way here, but Fing, Latrell Fing, he's pumped about that. Too much gas at the back. Wonderful angled run to cover across. Because we all know that Norris knows his way to the try line. And the Bulldogs will get the turnover there, but the Warriors keep coming as well. More pressure coming up. Thompson looking for runners. Putoko. Out it comes. Tawafiafi Utoi. The defence slides across well there to cover him over. The Warriors stretch it back to the right-hand side this time. Felipe Talisau bounces away from 3 of them. Still going here. Jericho gets the ball out to Chong Ni. He almost breaks it. A great cover tackle from Ale Kolasimi Jones. And here's Felipe Talisau out of dummy half. Has a crack. Back to Thompson. And he gives the cutout pass to Brandon Norris. This time he gets his try. Over on the right-hand side this time. Beautifully finished off in the end by our man Chuck Norris. And beautifully summed up out of dummy half as well. Let's have a look at it again. Jack Thompson, Captain Jack. Just put it right there on a dime. And over goes Norris. And the Warriors go ahead 14 points to 10 as the kick would go wide. Excuse me, 14 points to 8, make that. Here we go, from the kickoff. Into the hands now of, oh dear. Well, it wasn't to the hands of Presley Sel Manotinga 4. He just took a little bit of a peek at the defence there and turns it over. What can the Bulldogs do? They attack from the scrum. They give it inside to Big Sosaya Alatini. Heck of a prospect, this young fella from Hornby, but the intercept. Jack Thompson, Captain Jack into space. Gets it out to Norris, the man with the pace. Excellent cover defence again. They get across. Well done there. It was Fing making the tackle. They keep coming. Later in that set, comes across Sel Manotinga 4. He's happy with the outcome there, that the ball has come up this end of the field. And it's played back to Jack Thompson. Jericho Felipe Tali Salt. Putoko gives the short ball to Moi Moi, but it comes free. And the Dogs hang on again. Yeah, I'll be crying about that one too. Unfortunate turn of events here for the Warriors. Bulldogs coming up the other end. They give it back inside to that's Ale Colosimi Jones. Back to Myers. And across to the left to Alpa. He has a crack himself there. Brought down a couple of metres shy of the try line. What's the option here? Give it off to big Ale Colosimi Jones. He has been an absolute devastator out there. From St. Paul's College. The front rower has been damaging. Played a few games of New South Wales Cup already this year. And he's just showing his class. He's pumped about it, the big fella. Over he goes. And we're all tied up here as the kick would go over. Now, Warriors get a break here. The kick goes into touch, a 40-20, but the referee thought that the kicker was outside the 40, so the Warriors dodged a bullet. Now the Bulldogs that keep coming. Bronson Rubin from Kaiapoi, another Kiwi lad. Played back to Myers, and here goes Myers. Bailey Myers, the dummy half, all the way. Over he goes, but the ball just gets held up. And he loses control at the end. Warriors hanging on. Joseph Ratcliffe with a fantastic try saver. And we are still tied up at 14 as we head into the final quarter of this match. Winitana Patele Seal on the field, gives it off to Rodney Tuipolotu Vea. Front row wearing number 20. He plays it back. Winitana Patele Seal across they come now. A little bit of footwork from Chong Ni. Alvin Chong Ni breaking free. Causing problems out there on the right hand edge. Played back now and they come to the right. Ratcliffe, he had support on the outside from Thompson, who was screaming towards the corner, but he held on to the pass. And we'll play it just near the try line. Winitana Patele Seal goes close here, but he is held up. The Bulldogs holding on as well. And they would get an opportunity from a scrum a few minutes later, and here he goes. Bronson Rubin gets the ball on the outside, and Chop Berongi, he knows where to go, all right. He gets his second try. Well worked in the end. They spooked the defence, making them think that they were going to give the in ball to the second row here, and Bronson just skipped to the outside. A little bit of pace and pure class on that pass as well. Range, he goes in to put them back in the lead. It's 20 points to 14 as we head into the final 10 minutes. And here's Te Aupa, the halfback. Played back now to Myers. Rubin, here he goes for the corner, but he gets bumped into touch unceremoniously there. Ana Tatafu Vake got across with an excellent cover tackle. The Warriors would get a chance a few minutes later. Tuipolotu Vea will play it back. Winitana Patele Seal. Thompson looking for runners. Ratcliffe back on the inside. Ngana Tatafu Vake gets near the line, but the penalty to the Bulldogs, like a double movement, probably a triple movement, but he actually got penalised for running back behind his own player. So Bulldogs would hang on there, and with this kick up into the sun, no one wanted it except for Chope Raonge, the winger, and he would go over to put the exclamation point on this one. Bit of an unfortunate scoreline in the end because it was a close match, to be fair. But it's just the Bulldogs took their opportunities when they had them, and Raonge gets himself a hat-trick. Look at the speed here to get around the defence. Over he goes. And that is a big win for the Bulldogs as they try and get to the top 5. The Warriors next week, they take on the second place Panthers back over in Penrith. Big game for them. Of course, the Panthers spanked them last time, so they'll need a big response. We'll see if they can get it on Bar TV Sports, all the action there. And until then, it is up the Wars. Go the Warriors!